All trailers obtain a feature called certification. This is the green screen, and also known as a classification or a certificate. The feature is a legal obligation that is mandatory. At the beginning of the main product, I have used the planning feature. It allows to establish the location with an extreme long shot turning clockwise, presenting the council estate, but is more effective as it enables to display more of a location than a still recording, giving the audience a better opportunity to gain a stronger image of the character's life and the currents of his society. Other social realism movies like Ill Manners use the same technique, but instead of planning, they establish the location using time lapses. Other movies like Shank use a similar method. Therefore, I have developed the convention by slightly tweaking the convention, which social realism initially stemmed from. It is also conventional to include this at the beginning, as it sets the scene of the whereabouts, as a society in one city or region will be different in terms of its norms and values. Therefore, mentioning the location reflects the society in that particular area which the movie features and allows the audience to acknowledge information about that society. The panning technique is continued into the next shot. However, instead of panning clockwise, I panned anti-clockwise. By doing this, it changes the sequence of the presentation in order to satisfy the audience and not bore them of similar effects. Displaying a council estate of consecutive flats reflects a working class society to further add to the story and exposure of the movie, enticing the audience and gaining a better overview of the movie. Therefore, I have followed the typical convention, ensuring the genre reveals itself through its conventions. Other movies, like Ill Manners, present similar footage, showing a group of males. It shows a tower block from a high angle. Even other movies produced in other countries like the USA use flats, e.g. Get Rich or Die Trying, or Paid in Full, both use this feature. Even though the buildings may be of a differing design, the usage presents the same message to the audience. Filming members of the society as a reality effect that life goes on in all areas of the world. Here, there is Ace playing football, exhibiting his various talented football skills, showing the audience his ability and passion towards the sport. By presenting these first three shots, the audience understands the main character's life in his society. Movies like Goal do this just as well. The semantic mise en scene distinguished by Rick Altman is important to add the effect of showing a real life story for the audience to gain closer imagination, and slightly works similar as the term direct address, giving the audience a sense of contact with the movie. As children are stereotyped to be loitering on the streets in working class areas, other movies like 187 show differing sports like basketball, which is widespread in the USA rather than football. However, even though it presents a different shot, it still manages to present the similar message for the audience to acknowledge. Using the convention of sex highlights genre as sex is a common social issue. Sex has become a social problem, as unfortunate reports have come alight, such as sex-transmitted diseases that can cause a danger of death. Therefore, due to this, it must be raised dilemma to educate and inform the younger generation and the young adults within the current generation, which is my target group. Kidulthood is another example that has presented this concern to the nation and the world, and with awareness can contribute to a movement for improvement. The feature of a bra and other clothing laid on the bed further hints that the character is having sex. The colour of the cover being blue hints this is the boys' bedroom rather than the girls', as blue is stereotyped to be associated with boys and vice versa with pink for girls. Reflecting women as promiscuous and stereotypical flirts has stemmed from the famous actress Marilyn Monroe. She also caused other stereotypes like blondes lacking intelligence, which place negative labels for women to fulfill and suffer with. Moreover, on women, it is essential to use females to represent their impact upon their lives. For example, mothers reflect the expressive role to nurture and emotionally be there for their children. Especially how in many ethnic minority families like black families don't have a male role model of a father figure. Therefore, the female mother must attempt to fulfill both roles. Mother roles traditionally include household chores. However, some movies like The Cook counteract this by showing a male in the kitchen cooking and cleaning. Close-up shots are conventional in social realism. With close-ups, it's able to express and intensify the situation and emotions that are happening through this scene. For example, at 122, a female crying represents that she is upset, and what is the cause of this? Also, with involving females, it allows to attract a female audience as well as youth males. Stop motion is a simplistic effect that is pieced together to show quick snippets of a process like cutting and bagging up cocaine. Rather than simply recording the process, using stop motion grabs the audience's attention as it is unique to other movies and creates an element of effort and value for money for the customers. Ill Manners does this with Chris being the drug dealer who is dealing with the product. However, unlike Ill Manners, I presented further mise-en-scène like money, jewellery, scales, alcohol and packages. Therefore, I've developed the trend through what Altman identifies as semantic. It implies the benefits of drugs, but is later proven to disappoint and cause chaos to one's life. By doing this, it develops the convention by displaying further mise-en-scène and taking a diverse approach entices the audience. Adulthood uses a mixed-race character, crying, creating a countertype rather than a weak female crying. Therefore, this empowers females' general status in society. With the stop motion, I used a similar scenery that involved the same mise-en-scène, but with a character having his head pressed firmly against the table, and drugs, showing the actor who is pointing the gun has power and does not acknowledge the value of cocaine but rather focuses on priorities to either threaten or kill him. Using the same shot, instead, I placed the camera from a high-angle shot, not capturing the character but only the objects to create an enigmatic sense for the audience to predict further results. I have challenged conventions like Ill Manners, as not many adopt this effect, but I believe was effective for displaying a more minuscule version of a time-lapse. Globalisation has developed the interconnectedness of society with one another, resulting in multicultural melting pots like London that have many migrants situated in the capital city of England, portraying the aspect of ethnic minority and how society treats and acts upon differing ethnicity, like the police stereotype black people to commit more crimes. Racism is one of society's most common undermined issues. By involving ethnic minor characters performing crimes or getting involved plays up to the stereotype to address the issue, but also, like Shank, shows how several black children suffer from a lack of role model and turn to gangs for protection and guidance. Including the Albanian flag, the audience can acknowledge the character, Ace, originates from Albania, and flags can imply his household is an Albanian family household. In Ill Manners, a bold character performs a salute hand gesture with the English overlaid behind him. Therefore, I have developed the convention by adding meaning of Ace being patriotic and proud rather than ashamed of his background and nationality. Displaying the institutions that have contributed to the movie at 0.24 seconds in the trailer is unconventional. Many movies like Shank or Kidulthood present this at the beginning. However, the structure of a movie trailer is optional and dependent upon the producer. Other movies like 4321 do the same organisational structure as me, developing this convention. Nevertheless, it is not mandatory to present this, but only large budget movies being financially independent have the ability to withdraw this feature and can miss out the institutions. Revolver is a popular institution in the social realist genre and commonly known to a UK audience, and so is Gunslinger. But Gateway is a larger institution that has contributed to many other movies in other genres like Doghouse, showing that the movie will contain effective CGI or special effects to gratify customers, meaning I've developed this institutional convention by involving a globally well-recognised institution with larger budgets to invest within the movie. Captions are a widespread method to intensify and elaborate further of the narrative to the audience, revealing a little extra to further enhance the audience's interest in the movie. Bullet Boy develops the convention by playing the caption on top of the flowing footage to give the audience two features to experience rather than the basic black background and white text. As well as this, the font of the caption is essential. For example, in social realism, a sans serif font is crucial to represent a modern society. The font I use is called Urban Jungle and is sketchy font to show how working class environments are not fully developed and need repairing, especially in some societies. Within following the convention, I have challenged the convention to use a sans serif font but instead used serif font like Ill Manners or Shank. This makes my movie stand out to the basic sans serif and connotes to the audience that this movie is different to any other social realism movie. The house style of white and red is kept consistently throughout the package to ensure customers recognise the main product and ancillary text to all be related to the brand movie. Other features, like the title placed in large letters, also help the audience to identify a brand image. Cemetery scenes are vital in showing the audience the individual has lost a family member or close friend, and use the setting of a cemetery to recreate this situation. As cemetery are known for its peacefulness and respect, alongside the multiple thoughts and feelings that occur within this situation, and creating this scene allows the audience to remind themselves of similar scenarios so they can relate to the movie. Get Rich or Die Trying presents a cemetery scene showing the loss of a close friend or relative. The movie, produced by Curtis Jackson, captures the actors in smart suits to show respect. However, Ace, in Death Penalty, is portrayed in the working class stereotypical clothing of tracksuits, therefore developing the convention of sorrow but maintaining his social class aspects. Some movies steer away and use flashbacks in black and white, repeating the death of the character that the other characters mourn to. Ill Manners uses the flashback effect to display the character's life in the past at a young age in comparison to the present. This effect has stemmed from the effect of showing an emotionally touching scene to an action thriller scene, but I challenge the flashback effect as the scene is in the present, not Ace reminiscing, meaning he cannot prevent or help his father. Violence is a very conventional aspect that must be obtained, especially in social realism movies. Usually, most movies will have some footage of violence to intensify or excite the audience, depending on the target audience. Using boxing illustrates the violence that occurs in society, which has caused individuals within these dangerous societies to adopt fighting techniques like boxing in order to gain self-security to protect themselves, bringing a sense of fear to that society. Due to this, I have followed the convention, representing the importance of rising non-utilitarian crimes. Everlast is a popular sports brand, which is common in boxing industry, and with the mise en scène to imply to the audience that masculinity and physical appearance is more crucial in working class societies and is valued much more. Similar movies like Shank use boxing as well to present this issue of violence. However, some movies like Adulthood use violence between males. Other movies like Fish Tank or 4321, which are